Right, and we should now be live. Hello, everyone. Just going to double check OBS is working. It appears to be. Good. How are we all doing? Or those few that are here? I know that Evo is still going, so I assume it may be quiet for a little bit. But those of you who are in chat, how are you? Good to hear, Brenson. I'm just going, because obviously all we're doing basically today is we're working on the decorative elements of the Norway park, so I'm just gonna get on with it, and if people show up, they show up, and if they don't show up, they don't, you know? Just playing some Pokemon Legends Z to A ranked. I have no idea what that is, but good. Honestly, I swear Pokemon was just one of those things that passed me by, even as a kid. Like, just never entered my mind, really. Okay. Like this. This is bland. You've done a fresh install of your PC, so everything should be fine. Well, that's crossing fingers. Let's hope so. detailing work on these buildings is always so painful sometimes. I need a sign on here, I think. Where to put it? Where did he put it? He was just pretty simple. I think we can do better than that. And no, I do not care. This is probably that the franchise is American. I'm going to call them lifts, and they'll have to lump it. Elevators. Just what a... Yeah, I'm going to do. Hello TJ, what do you think about building a park in Jurassic World Evolution 3 on the plateau from The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? That would be quite interesting. It's obviously, especially if you use the same species from the book. You'd have to create the plateau in a square map, obviously. That'd be an interesting landmass to use. Oops. We need to just make a little bit more of a gap there between 2 and hotels. Solar panels. But it's solar panels on top of here. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't think. I think I have links banned in the chat just to stop people posting, obviously, bad stuff. It's one of the unfortunate things, really. Mm-mm. Where can I put it on here? Maybe we could have a signpost actually. Maybe we could have like a sort of gantry that says columns. I want some classic Jurassic style columns. Align to surface, please. I'll align them to that surface because we know that is straight. Oh, these need to be the other way around, don't they? One there. Make them slightly bigger so it looks a little more. So it looks a little more even. Then how should we do the signpost? Maybe just some wooden posts actually across there. Post. I wish the epoxy snow would go away. I hate the fact that this map is broken. I hope they fix it. There's one post, one, and I think we need probably four. Yep. Maple Whiteland. I mean, I have too much that I need to do evolution 3-wise as it is. Like, I need to actually carry on with the DIN map that I'm doing. And I need to finish doing my beautification projects on the campaign map. Modular building just means that every aspect of this game takes so much longer than it should. Maybe we could just have this as one statement. So, left to park. gonna look a bit weird. Just want to get all the letters in first. Okay. So what size did I shrink this to? 0.6. Okay. That one wasn't. Probably would have been quicker just to do this as a separate thing, but oh well. Okay, so that'll fit it reasonably well. I expanded it by more. That's a bugger. Why is... Hang on, this is supposed to be... Why is that 0.7? Hang on, 0.7. What size is this? 0.7. How is that so much shorter than everything else? Is that the wrong... Camera, please. Okay, somehow I managed to use the wrong letter? I must have used the number 0 and not the letter. Oh. Weird. I think we can make this line up a little nicer. Yeah, then we can put some nice fire effects on these. Give it that nice Jurassic Park feel. Okay, we need some trim around the bottom of this. Some simple brick might just be the best thing, I think. OT Bash, how would you say the state of the game is right now? Personally, I refunded it when I saw how bad the breeding was, making it feel like a JWE 2.5. Updates and DLC added much of anything yet. No. Look, I'm probably one of the most critical when it comes to the evolution games in terms of YouTubers. I think you've got some people who are in the middle. I think Evo is in the middle for me, where she's more than happy to criticize what needs to be criticized. I think there are also some people who have glazed the game. People who have always glazed the game ever since it first came out in Jurassic World Evolution 1. I think those people shouldn't be trusted, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure you guys know who I'm referring to. And yeah, I think my review of this game was too nice. When I did my review back last year, I think I was too eager to try to at least appear fair. And I think in trying to be fair, I gave the game too high of a score. Having played it now for a prolonged period of time, I think this game is disappointing. I'm not going to say that it's bad. I don't think the game is bad, but I do think the game is disappointing. And I certainly don't perfectly understand why people would refund it. Because, you know, I wouldn't say it deserves to be refunded, but I can certainly understand why people would refund it. The only thing that DLC has changed is the addition of some animals that personally I don't think were that needed. And I don't think the animals that were added particularly well. The Irritator is probably the most important because it gives us finally a semi-paleontologically accurate baryonyx. But beyond the Irritator, the other animals were kind of lame, frankly. And they weren't even added very well either. Like, I would have been okay with the Osteoraptor or the Hypsilophodon being added if they had actually sort of been in line with the wetland feel that the DLC was supposed to be going on, and they weren't. The Osteoraptor doesn't even swim. So I don't see why it was in this pack that was supposedly all about wetlands and all about, you know, swimming dinosaurs. And frankly, Frontier can go on and on and on about how great it is that they've added another canon species to the game in the form of Hypsilophodon. No one wanted it. I did not see anyone on Reddit or YouTube or anything like that being desperate for Hypsilophodon. Like, I saw no one, like, really, really desperate for it. And since the Wetlands pack has come out, I've seen no one really, really desperate to have Hypsilophodon in parks. And this just adds to my point that just because an animal is canon to the franchise doesn't make it a good addition. The Wetland building set is fine, but it is just another wood set, and we have plenty of wood sets already in the game, so I don't really think it adds that much to the modular building. some of the pieces in it that it included that came with it, like the there's a few signs in it. Like some of these are pretty cool. I agree with. It's just a shame that we don't really have, you know, more stuff like that. But also, I probably should at some point. I think my next park build might be attempting to replicate this sign. Because that could be, that could make for an interesting attempt to create a park and trying to interpret what each of these structures are. But yeah, beyond those few bits, I don't think the modular, the actual wetland modular building set added to amazing pieces. I just don't think it did that much. And that's been really the only big DLC we've had. I mean, we've had those 3 updates that added dinosaurs we should have had when the game launched. And that's been it. Even the 3 updates have not really been up to Frontier's usual output. So I certainly think if you've refunded it, I don't think they've done anything that would make me go, oh yeah, now it might actually be worth, you know, buying or playing. Fundamentally, this game still has all the same problems that the Evolution games have always had. And I don't think anything has been done that improves on that, to be honest. Create a nice white strip on the top, and I think I do want to continue that around the base of these metal railings as well. I've been waiting for it to go on an incredibly cheap sale. Yeah, I mean, I think if you haven't got it yet, I would still say give it another year. I don't think anyone should be racing out to buy it if they haven't bought it already. The fact is, baby dinosaurs have been badly implemented. They've done a lot of damage to certain elements of the game as well with decisions they've made, like the lagoons. I think this is something me and Evo categorically disagree on, but I think they have spoiled the lagoons. I think they've ruined them. She doesn't quite agree in the same tone as me. But I do categorically believe that they ruined the lagoons, and I think that's a bad thing. Hello again, Rob. Yeah, so I've actually been working on this for about 2 hours or so. Because obviously we wanted to build a lift shaft, which was to connect both levels of this park together. And I decided to try to mirror the style, this style, since we've used a few of their buildings in the park already. So I've gone for sort of the exposed girdering, the same sort of line pattern on the roof. Added one or two of my own elements. Obviously, the neon sign's going to be my own. The use of glass panels and such. I've also simplified the girdering. I don't feel that there's any need to have another set of girders within the girders for extra patterning. I think that's just wasting piece count, personally. I think I just want to see what that looks like in the dark. I actually kind of really like that, actually. Do we need one down the bottom? I think we do. I think if we repeat that down here, I think that would look good. Obviously, the rest of it will have lighting as well. I'm tempted to put lighting inside of the girdering, but I think that actually, I think that's really nice. Okay. So yeah, let's continue with these. Let's duplicate and put down here. Configurations. Let's use one of those instead. I'm not going to use 3 when one piece can do. I can put the building up on the workshop after stream, if that's what you would like, Rob, for sure. Obviously, I mean, it's been heavily built for just this one bit. So, I mean, this rock face is a bit, you know, it's not perfect. It's just been done really to fill in the gap behind the building. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I like that. I like the asymmetry in the top and the bottom as well. I think that looks really good. Thinking I might put 2 light panels either side of this section as well. Ugh. I think I might change the color of these ones. Maybe just an orange instead of the white, because the white is a little bit harsh on the old eyes. Yeah, I think that's all right. Do red and green signal entry and exit. Well, my theory is that you know, both are entry and exit lifts. Obviously, when people are coming down, they exit the lift. People will go in to replace them. So they're not really entry and exit lifts. We do want to obviously put some of the same orange lighting up here. So repeat the old design elements. That's fine there, and that's fine there, and then okay. Okay, let's figure out what we're gonna do up here. I do think we need some torches on here. Do we just go with one on the top, or do we go with the side-mounted ones? I think we'll go with the side-mounted ones, and I think don't want them too big. I'll make them a little bit smaller. Is that level? It is. I think... two? I wish Frontier would let us switch light color on a time basis, then you could pretend that one lift can be boarded now and the other is not available. Yeah, I mean, there are lots of little elements to the lighting, especially, that I think would be really good if they added them. Like, it would be nice to be able to change the color of the flames. Because sometimes I don't want orange flames. Sometimes I might want a blue flame or a green flame or a red flame. And it's not too difficult to do because all you literally do is just change the color of the particle effect. It's not a huge job. And it would also be nice to be able to, like, set it to when lights are always on or always off or only come on at nighttime. Because obviously with a lot of people that build fake interiors, like I've done on a few of my buildings, there are very few lights you can use to keep the inside illuminated during the day, because obviously the way the lighting engine works is that internals you build are really, really dark. I do want some seating up here. I think we're going to go with the more simplistic arrangement. I do want to make sure that it is level, however. And I think... one in each corner. How far out of this is that? About that. Yeah. Hello, Navi. You've just watched Godzilla -1. It's still peak. Good. Okay, so empty chairs. Empty chairs. We're just going to place chairs manually. So we'll have an empty one there. Go 2 empty ones there. Go empty one there. And we'll have no empty ones there. And then spawning, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Here we've just got, whoopsie daisy. Here we've just got 1 and 2. Here we'll have 2. And here we'll have a full table. I think I'll give everyone one of these, because I think that makes sense. Now, we haven't got a huge amount of room up here. I'm wondering if we want to put something in the middle. Have we got any... Yeah, see, I think a lot of the stuff we made the other day is going to be too big. Or even something as simple as like a basic planter, I think is going to be too big. Or something like that might work. Don't know though, it kind of gets in the way of the lifts. Sometimes less is more. I think we're going to leave it at that. I think once we put the rest of the foliage in around the planters, I think that'll be fine. Decorative elements here, though. Doesn't quite work, does it? Don't really like that. Less is not more. More is more. So, so make more. I disagree. Fundamentally, less can be more. Now these medallions are nice, but they're just too small. We don't have any good... No. I'm kind of disappointed in the kind of limited selection of signage we do actually have. How to spruce up that? maybe just one of those medallions is perfectly fine. Every time I say the word medallion, all I can hear in the back of my head is Captain Barbossa. She stole the medallion! Yeah, it's not bad. It's been years since I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Dane only saw the first three for the first time last year. Do we need seating down here? I think so. Okay, time for some foliage. Make full use of the dynamic foliage for here. So I love these little blue flowers. It annoys me that we don't have them in anything else. Incidentally, my video for this Wednesday coming, is all about the dynamic foliage. So do give that a look out if you use dynamic foliage a lot. We'll make use of some of these wonderful blue flower bushes up here as well. As they eventually came up. Goodness me. I want some proper trees up here. That's too big. That's also too big. Too bland. In my beloved wattle grass. This stuff I use so often, it's ridiculous. It's just a very useful bushy type grass to put in. Just fills up spaces very, very nicely. The first Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely the better, the better one. I thought 2 was okay, and I thought 3 was kind of disappointing. Number 4 was just plain awful, and number 5, 5 was fine, but obviously it's, you know, it's nowhere near the level of what 2 used to be, you know, of the original. So I don't know. It's nice. Like that. Like how that looks. Let's make sure we have some fire safety stuff up here. And I want to change this one to the black fire extinguisher because that's for CO2. I think down here we're going to want fire hose. We're going to want to put some security cameras in here. Not too many, just a couple. Maybe... this to all my buildings. Always make sure stuff is clearly outlined and labeled. In here somewhere there should be a fire escape light. Actually, it doesn't make sense to have them there because you wouldn't be using them in the event of an emergency anyway. What else? What else? Before we get on to obviously doing lighting, maybe a couple of ivy patches. But I don't think that would really elevate the building, pun intended. Maybe some air conditioning unit stuff. Actually, we can put it above here. Maybe we can just on the top, just place some. Yeah, nothing too heavy, just a couple of bits, just to give it that sense of realism. I actually think basically done that, and now we can just change the time of day to nighttime for the putting in of the lighting. Why is the pattern wooden item on the top not in the middle? Because it's not in the middle on this building, and it's not in the middle on here, and it's not in the middle on here. It seems to be a element of this guy's design feature that you have this off to one side. So I've copied that same element in my recreation just to blend it in. Right, so lighting. These lampposts are quite nice, I think. He's used the little... these things. That one was that one was not in line with the table at all. That's better. Okay, Obviously, the thing that says lifts to hotels needs to be lit up. I'm thinking we could probably just get away with using spotlight. I think that's okay. I would like something to illuminate this. Where's the one I normally use? Makes... I think just the one does that perfectly fine. Let's see. We're gonna need stuff up here, so let's put a couple of corner lights in. No. Maybe something like that. Picking the right lights in this game can be really tricky because sometimes the lights just don't work as well as you think they're going to. We have it hanging from... I don't dislike that. I think it illuminates the lift area perfectly fine. Gives a little bit of light to this end, and then this end we put a couple more lights in. I think I am going to change the color of these because I think that white is just hideous. Vastly prefer a nice warm orange glow. And yeah, I think if we place maybe... maybe a couple of these. Maybe just one there and one there. Street Park. I think that's pretty done and dusted, I would have to say. I think the only thing I want to do on this is add a couple of these. I think that's a pretty good lift. And is not bad for about 3 hours of work. Now, next thing is I want to kind of decide on hotels, because I've got a few different hotel designs like I've downloaded off the workshop, and there are some I really like. That one's very unique. I like that one. A little external heating area. I think that's very nice. One just does not fit the design style. What large ones have we got? Okay, that one is been made by the same guy that did some of the other buildings in this, so I mean it would certainly suit. We've got a much more simple, but I think perfectly nice enough lodge, which we were going to have at the very top of here anyway. We were going to combine this into the lift shaft, weren't we? But I feel like this would also work straight out the front there. This is a very simple one, but again, I think it fits the style. Because the aim is that we want a hotel to be up here, and then we're going to create a... We want to create a area that overhangs off the back of the hotel building, slightly over this rockway. And then obviously along here we're also going to have that bridge. The bridge which is going to come across these three pillars, across here, and then we'll probably end in a platform that overhangs up here. Yeah, there's a lot to do up here. Thinking, would like there to be a fountain here. I think we need some fountain-esque element up here, I think. Just a relatively simple one. That one could work. We don't have an irritator statue, though, do we? Which, again, is another element of why I kind of find the Wetland DLC pack to be very meh. It does have mangrove trees, yes, Renson. Although I feel like their mangrove trees are... I don't know whether this is because I've always believed they were this way, but they're not them. Alright, there they are. Am I the only one that thinks these are, like, small? Like, maybe it's because I've always imagined mangrove trees were, like, really big. But these all feel like really tiny to me. I don't know like what the actual real life size of a mangrove tree is, but I thought they were much bigger than that. I don't know whether that's just me. Anyway, we were looking at statues. Do we do have a baryonyx, don't we? But that just feels wrong. Using a baryonyx to represent Irritator. Do we actually have anything special for Irritator? No, we don't. What did the wetland pack actually include within it? Let's have a look. Certainly nothing for the Irritator, that's for sure. Disappointing. Maybe we could use this for a sign instead. Okay, I'm just moving this out because I wanna be able to build on this properly. Okay, let's use the big logs as pieces because I think that makes sense. How big is this gonna need to be? Let's say about that to about there. It needs to be in something which is not going to rust, so rot it. So to be in maybe not metal actually. Concrete. Maybe just a nice simple concrete base. Let's go with a concrete base. Okay, we need a word which we can alliterate with Irritator to mean, well, it's either got to mean like a view or gallery or what this is, which is kind of a rocky gorge or something like that. So we need a word that begins with I that could refer to something like this. I'm actually going to... Do I want to keep it the log theme or switch to planks here? Let's keep it the log theme. Sounds like a good idea, Brenton. I mean, I used to do that on Evolution 1. Maybe it would look better if it was strung from wood. Sorry, I was just having a random thought there about what I wanted this to look like. Okay. Fonts. Here. Okay, so that would take up the whole thing. Okay. Anyone have any thoughts about a word beginning with I that we could use to alliterate irritator with? To refer to this area of the park. Let's see what a thesaurus comes up with. Words meaning view. Synonyms. Impression doesn't work. Irritator squint. Irritator inquisition. I don't think that works. Irritator inspect? No. Okay, what about alternative words for a gorge? Ravine, canyon, chasm, lin. Trench. Okay. Those weren't very helpful. Irritator exhibit. That might actually be the one. I kind of like that actually. Irritator isthmus. That works too, actually. But it's not really an isthmus, this. But I like Irritator exhibit just because I can see as a real life zoo doing that and being like, aren't we cool and hip and down with the kids? I think we'll go with that. So I like this. I think it's fun. Oh, need to make it a tad smaller. Irritator exhibit. I love it. I love it. I do. I think that's cool. That's right in there with my humor as well. I think just to add extra emphasis, we're going to make this deliberately bigger. Whoa. Let's try that again, because I didn't tell it to do that. All of these actually need to be moved into the wood more. So it's a bit more in line with the rest of that. Irritator incline could have also been fun. But I like Irritator exhibit. I think that's amusing. Right. Now, obviously, we could just use a Spinosaurus skull and shrink it to be Irritator. Is this actually one whole piece? It is. How difficult would it be to actually make? Let's see if someone's already done it. That's quite cool. Wow. Look at that. Honestly, when I see some people's builds, I feel like I'm such a shit builder. That's not a bad attempt. Yeah, I don't really feel like anyone's made a good irritator. That's not too bad. Irritator skeleton made by cat. And now it's just brought up every single skeleton. Ah. I really, really do not like this workshop. I feel the workshop is just so shit. Okay, so it's this one, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not the same one. Are you going to play Prehistoric Kingdom again? Yes. But as it is with most things, I don't see any point actually, like getting massively heavily involved with it until the next update comes, which we know is coming. You know what? I'm just going to take this. And then I'm just going to pull the irritator out. Yeah, until we get the, because the next update is like bringing in Stegosaurus and all of that. So I feel like I want to kind of start doing it from then. No, not to mention, Evolution 3 takes up so much time. Like, it can be tricky to... Like, it's another modular building game. And the question is sort of how many modular building games do I have room for in my life? Jurassic World takes up enough time as it is. We would need to make that sign quite a bit higher. Now, we could always use that somewhere else up here. I'm going to leave that up there. For this... How small can we make the Barry? We can make the Barry small, so it's not perfect, but maybe we can say like it's a juvenile or something. Let's put some nice foliage in here again, making use of these lovely blue bushes that we don't get anywhere else. Very annoying. But yes, I will go back on Prehistoric Kingdom once the new update. I tell you what, the biggest thing that annoys me about Prehistoric Kingdom is that I want them to fix is the fact that the water doesn't look right. The water really, I know it sounds really like a stupid thing to bitch about, but the fact that the water doesn't work right at the moment really does kind of weirdly put me off. It just every time I look at my enclosures, I just feel like they look really bizarre because the water's broken. So once that's fixed, I will start doing stuff on it. That one needs to be moved. Put the skeleton on the other side of the building and have it stick out of some bushes. Oh, you mean like have it face into one of these buildings? Could do something like that. Okay, I feel like we need some lighting for this. But I feel like we'll go with something that's relatively simple, lighting-wise. Really hate having to do this every time I want to do this. Frontier, for God's sake, please give us day-night controls in the bottom toolbar, for heaven's sake. Oh, well, like I said, once that update is done and dusted, I will start playing it again. So it is slowly getting to the point where it is going to be, you know, not playable, but to the point where it has enough content and enough capabilities to actually warrant playing it. I do think it was. I can understand why they did it, but I think it was a massive mistake of them to have launched the game in the state that they launched it in, because as I think it's fair to say, it was just really not in the best condition when they launched it. And there is a saying that you only get one launch. And I think, unfortunately, that's why the game hasn't got a very active player base, because the launch just wasn't very good. And unfortunately, I don't see Prehistoric Kingdom's player base ever being very high. But I do think, having Stego in it and everything else will greatly improve things. There is our Irritator exhibit. The animal designs are a big thing that I agree, Mr. Toad. Do make it very good. And now I kind of feel like I've become a lot more confident with modular building thanks to this game. I think I might feel less not necessarily scared. Scared is not the right answer, is not the right thing, but like a lot less intimidated. Intimidated is probably the correct term. By Prehistoric Kingdom. Just having a look at what other things we have in here. We didn't end up downloading too many things. So really, well, I need to think around what sort of buildings I want up here. Are you going to let me put bushes in here? Somehow, I suspect. Hmm. I'm surprised. I was thinking, um, instead of actually going through the rigmarole of actually designing the inside of these caves, because you can't really see that much, I'm not going to do anything too substantial with inside here, apart from putting in a gyrosphere stop. Because then that way people will walk in and out of this. And it'll just, at least it will look functional. How long have we've only got like 15 minutes left. Shall we spend a little bit of time? Oh, actually, before I forget, let's do this for Rob. Um, there we go, Rob. It's up there. Oh no, hang on. I just made the blueprint, didn't I? Oh no, yeah, it's uploaded. No. I do need to upload it. There you go. Hang on. 1 second, Rob. There you go, Rob. It's there. As is actually most of the planters I've made. Some of the more recent stuff isn't up there, like the stuff we made the other day in stream isn't up there, and I haven't put the hotels up there yet. Because I want to make content for the channel on them. I just can't figure out how to save first. What sort of content to make on them. Right. I want to have a look for some hotel buildings. Let's see if we can find some, because we got a couple of nice ones, but maybe we can find some nicer ones. Hotel Minas Tirith. Interesting. I kind of weirdly like that. In a way. Bless you. Oh, is it because it's tagged with both? Oh, I can only tag one at a time. Okay. Let's just stick to large then. Interesting. Hmm. It's kind of cool. Oh, wow. How posh does that look? Kind of, apart from the... Ignoring the slightly iffy ends. That looks really posh. Again, Frontier, can you please fix your build sets? That's very cool. Oh, that reminds me of the modular building thing that I wanted to attempt to make from Jurassic Park Survivor. That might have to be a big project. You know, I need to spend a couple of days just building stuff in modular building to kind of catch up to try to get some things off my list. I've got so many things on my list. There are some nice ones here, but none of them fit the alpine style. Wow, look how modern that is. You know, with a bit of trim and detailing work, that would fit in a Jurassic World park easily. If you put some detailing work into that, that's a really cool build. That's very gothic. I'm gonna install that. I want to see that in the part. I just want to see what that looks like. That's very gothic. That's interesting. Hmm. Ah, this is the sort of thing I wanted. I'm going to install that one. We might have to change the roof, but that's the sort of thing I wanted to go for. Pangaea Hotel. Some of these are just not in the right style. It's kind of the right style, but a bit plain. It's kind of cute. more Italian Renaissance than Alpine. I just want to see what that looks like. Yeah, and then we're up to the ones I already have installed. Oh wow. Very cool. All right, let's have a look at those ones. That is okay. It's weird. That actually reminds me of a building from Command and Conquer called the Temple of Nod, and it used to launch their nuclear missiles. That just makes me think of the Temple of Nod. It's such a unique shape, though. I really like the shape. I have to. I can see that being used for other things. Yeah. So this would work. All we'd have to do is change the roof, because the roof is the only bit that doesn't really fit. But the rest of it, and it wouldn't be too difficult to get it like hanging over the edge, like that. I would want it kind of more over here, but all we would then have to do is... Shit. No. No, wrong control. Oh, of course. Oh, are you... He hath not grouped it together. Why do people not do this? Selection cannot be merged. Why not? What have they done? But yeah, we could... Why is it not going to let me... Why is it flattening the terrain under that? Has he... Have they stuck? No, there's not flattening elements under that. So why is that? Why is it not allowing me to... Oh, because the large hotel building is so close to it. So to actually have it overhanging by any amount... That's so annoying. Because that would have worked perfectly fine. That's frustrating. Let's just have a quick look at the other ones I got. Why is this one has included a random tree? I actually kind of like it. It's a bit plain. It needs some trim. It needs trim work doing on it. But I kind of like that. I think that's kind of groovy. I don't think it really fits in with our style for this build. But that's kind of cool. Yeah. Holy moly, this one is huge. Yeah, again, this one we could definitely build in. We could definitely just put that there and then construct an external area for it. It's very big, though. Kind of almost too big, I kind of feel. I do kind of feel like that these things were just a little bit nicer sized. I shall have to. So obviously we got these lovely styled ones as well, which I think work really well. I would have to I will have to have a think. Maybe have a look on the workshop more. Oh well, the point of this build, Dagon, was to make use of workshop stuff, like to build with workshop stuff and doing as few modular building elements as possible, because the Din Park was going to be the full-on, always using modular bits park, which is why this park was going to be relatively small. We really didn't get that much done today, did we? I finished the lift shaft, and that's it. That's embarrassing, really. Oh well. I will try and do some work off stream, although next week I have some time free, so I might randomly next week just do an all-day stream where I just modular build all day. I'd have a think. But thank you everyone for tuning in today. It's been fun to just chill and build an elevator shaft, and it's a very nice looking elevator shaft. I think it fits in with the park very nicely. Just a shame modular building takes so flipping long. Anyway, I'm going to leave that here because I've got to go and get ready for D&D. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't done already. Don't forget to watch the new content coming from Dane and Fallout. Fallout posted his first video this week, his U-boat video. Please do go and give that a watch if you like sneaky U-boat submarine fun. There will be a video from me on Wednesday looking at the dynamic foliage in this game, and then the Wednesday following that will be Dane's first video as well. So please do go and give that a watch. Like the stream if you haven't, subscribe if you're new, and I will speak to you soon. Until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings. Stay safe, and good night.